Hi. I'm Dilum De Silva. So today we are going to discuss about how mobile app development works with Flutter and what's Flutter, and to gain some background knowledge about what is mobile application development. So let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Dilum De Silva, and you can find me with my social media tag Dilum1995 or by googling Dilum De Silva. So yes, I studied at Royal College and graduated from University of Westminster, and currently the community lead of Colombo Flutter community, and one of my batchmates, and I was able to initiate Colombo Flutter community back in 2018. And yeah, a couple of logos are there. I'm currently working as a software engineer at PicMe, and yeah, so these are some of the open source organizations that I have contributed to. So yes, that's about me. So we'll see what we have in this session ahead. So this session will be a kind of a practical and theory based session, I think. So having a background knowledge about how mobile application development works will be a good one. So exactly, so how mobile app development was so far. So we all know what is mobile application development, right? We use mobile devices and developing applications to work in mobiles. So mobile devices including mobile phones, tablets. So these are the this is what we call as mobile application development. So far you all know that we have two types of devices, like one is iPhones. Then when it comes to other phones, like we have Android operating system. On iPhones we have this iOS operating system. So the difference is, like, if we develop application for these kind of operating systems, we have to develop it separately, because iOS operating system is having different features and having a different SDK, software development toolkit, and the Android operating system is the same. So these are the two types of operating systems that we are dealing with when we develop mobile applications. So you have to select either one platform, or else we have something called hybrid technologies. So hybrid technologies is where you write one code base and it works, it gives you both applications. So, or else it works on both mobile phones. So we'll see how native application works. So native applications is like basically as I showed you in the previous slide, iOS and Android. Native means we write to the operating system, we develop the application targeting this particular operating system, not the both. So when it comes to iOS or Android, so we have native code. Then we have either platform, we have kind of widgets, canvas, and events to show you the UIs and show you animations kind of stuff. Then if the phone wants to access any other services like location, audio, it's like when you develop your application, let's say you are trying to get user location. So in that case, we directly access the mobile phone related services through our SDK. So these are the two languages that are mainly using by the developers to develop Objective-C, and for iOS development side, Objective-C and Shift for iOS application development, and Android for the Android platform. So these web views, and there are something called reactive views. So these two mechanisms have been used to develop hybrid technologies. That means basically an app can run on both of the Android and iOS platforms. So in that case, we have a kind of a bridge, whatever. It can be reactive way, it can be a web view. So we have a kind of a bridge which compiles the basic JavaScript code to a native supportive language. So this bridge is where through this bridge only we can communicate with the local services or the mobile provided web views or canvas or events. So the same way in reactive, the bridge is there in order to communicate with OEM widgets as well as the services part. So take this as the UI, and take this as a services that you want to
okay, sorry, I realized that
mobile device, and this is the hybrid technology based code. So how Flutter works? So in these two types, So if you read more about web views and reactive views, you'll be able to see the difference. But for the moment, Flutter is written on native Dart code. It's written on Dart. So
okay, so
Dart,
I realized that
directly renders to native code in order to communicate with this UI rendering layers. So you can see here we calling to OEM widgets in the here we calling to web views, but here we renders the code directly to the native version of the code. So we can directly call with the canvas to render your UIs and animations and stuff. So it will work seamlessly with the mobile application supporting operating system, and it will be smoother. Also, it will be higher performance. It will give you higher performance. So then when it comes to the services, same way, through platform channels, it can directly talk to the services. So you can expect some good performance using Flutter. Okay, so these are the three main I would say frameworks we have for hybrid mobile application development. So you can go with React Native, Ionic, or Flutter. Also we have languages frameworks like Xamarin. So what these frameworks does, they give you write the code in React Native. In this case, if you are using React Native, then it gives you iOS and Android both platform support. Also the Ionic is the same. When you build the application, at the end of the day, once you write the code in Ionic, it will give you both applications. Same way Flutter. So Flutter can give you both applications. So today we are going to focus on what is Flutter. So basically Flutter is I would say it's a package of multiple things. You could say it's SDK as Android or iOS, but it's a kind of a framework to create mobile and 2D apps. So yeah, moving forward, we have why Flutter. So then you will start thinking, yeah, we had a lot of hybrid technologies, we had native code, so why we need to choose Flutter, or why we need to study Flutter. Okay, so the main advantage is as almost every other hybrid technology, we write single code base, so you compile on both platforms or the architectures. So as I told, you write a single code base and you can get Android and iOS native, both mobile apps. And the best thing is support Kotlin, Java. That means the native, if you have some part to implement in native code, it support Kotlin, Java, as well as Objective-C. These Kotlin and Java for Android architecture, and Objective-C and support for iOS native side. And also not only that, when we develop applications, we use something called IDEs. It's a kind of a tool that we use to code our programming. So development environment, I would say. So it supports almost all the mobile application development IDEs. So moving forward, and Flutter is UI library and hot reload. So I would talk about these features when we are like developing the application. We develop a simple application, and you can come up with your creativity and take part in that challenge after the session as well. I'll show you the steps to upload your code base for the challenge. BTUI guys have organized kind of a app challenge for you all. So okay, so these are some of the demo apps that you can see, like how beautiful apps you can develop with Flutter. So you can see the animations and the widgets, and yeah, so beautiful UIs. So we'll see. So I'm planning to teach you the basics, how to go through widgets, what are widgets in Flutter, how to simply understand the Flutter code, how to write widgets, and how to navigate through in between pages, and also what's state in Flutter. Okay, all cool. So this is a simple example for the hot reload feature that I told you. So you don't have to wait long, or you don't have to build the entire app again. You change the color and you press on the hot reload. It works without any problem. Okay, so I think all clear. If not, you can go through, or you can reach to me with my email and all that. So, and also Flutter supports fixed 60 frames per second. That's for if you are planning on to develop a game, mobile application game, or any high performance applications where you have a lot of animation and stuff. So it's gonna give you 60 frames per second in that case. And also error detection, it's cool. It shows you what's where you can find the error and all that when you have error during the development side. So yes, this is a kind of a example for a error which if you have this kind of a card set. So if you can render, if you have if you can't, if it can't render, it will show this kind of a error, and you can fix the error by realizing, oh, I see that this is the error that populates. So and also it's highly effective for GPU rendering side. So if you are focusing on the graphical processing units and on the mobile phone, because we all know, like in a mobile phone we only have a limited graphical processing unit. So this is a very good language or a framework to go ahead with in that case also. So yes, all good. So it's time for us to go for some coding. So I would suggest you to write down this code. It's a very simple code. STTPS bit.ly, and name of the program BTUI 20-Flutter. So if we jump into this particular link, let me show you what we have there. So so it will redirect you to here. So you will be able to get what we discussed today and the session related slides, also a code lab from Google that that will support you to understand what we developed by step. You can follow it, and if you missed any parts from the video, if you are not clear about what I said, or if you need more specific details, you can jump into this and you can complete that Google collab as well. And links to Flutter documentation, and there's an awesome tool called Dartpad. If you want to use Dartpad, here are links and the packages that I'm planning to use, external packages, and also the challenge, BTUI app challenge that have been organized by the organizers of BTUI, Royal College Computer Society. So we have the links for that. And also, if you are interested in Flutter or if you want to learn more about Flutter, like you can follow us on Colombo Flutter Community Sri Lanka. And also this is a cool link to learn more about Flutter. It's an awesome video series by Google, and the Flutter's famous material library related details. And yes, also there's a huge collection of this. If you click on this link and you can go to this, so it contains all the related all the resources like articles, videos, books, and even jobs and other data. So hope this would be useful for you. If you want to download the code, it's here. So what you have to do, you have to click on this green icon and you can download it as a zip. And if you are pretty familiar with this GitHub platform, you can clone it and use as well. But I would suggest since most of you all from school environment, so I would suggest you to download it as zip, and in this folder you can find the code. So yeah, if there's any other resources or links relevant to this session, I would be posting it here. Okay, cool. So so the next step is how to start a Flutter project. So for that case, what you have to do is in your machine or in your computer, you can go to the terminal or the command prompt, and first you need to make sure that you have Flutter by running Flutter doctor. You can make sure that everything is fine to go ahead with Flutter development. Now you can see in my case, I am not using Android Studio to development. I am using a freely available IDE called Visual Studio Code. For that also, you can simply Google Visual Studio Code, it's a freely available version for both Windows main platforms, and if you have Mac or Ubuntu or any operating system, it's supported by default. So okay, all good. It seems I have one connected device. You need an emulator, or you can plug your device in order to test your application. So I'm using Windows VS Code as my IDE, and yes, so we are good to go ahead. So what I have to do first, I have to type today we are going to develop a random word generator which explains you all the basics about Flutter. Also, let me create a application. So once you install Flutter by running Flutter create the name of your project, you can create a basic Flutter project. So then I would open it on Visual Studio Code. Okay, here we go. So now we have our Flutter application. So you can open Visual Studio Code, and you can go to open and then you can select the project as well. So I used a simple command on CODE space period which opens you the application on your IDE or the development environment. So if we consider on your left you have the structure of the project, let me simply explain you the important folders for this development. Basically we will be using inside your lib, you can see you have something called main.dart file. That's where we have the Flutter code. If we consider these folders, these are the native support folders where you have this Android folder for Android related native development, and iOS folder for iOS native. And there's one more important file, that's pub/spec YAML file. So this is where you set up all the dependencies. This is where you give the description of the project. So you can give a it's a word generating application, so those kind of things. So other than that, we have the environment. If you're planning to use any other SDKs, you can list down it here, and the dependencies like for the network and all that, you can list down here. And this Cupertino widgets is for iOS style based icons when we develop Flutter. And also if you are planning to have images, what you just have to do is like you can uncomment these lines by removing this hashtag. So if you uncomment these lines, you can see that you can have a folder called assets here, and you can include images if you are planning to have images. Okay, all good. So let's jump into this main.dart. So Flutter comes with a kind of a I would say you need terminal to run the Flutter project. So I would suggest you to open inside Visual Studio Code. You can open this terminal and a new terminal, and what you have to do, cd, that means we are going to that particular directory that we created, words generator, and let's run this application and see what does it render from this particular code base. So yes, so when you start with the Flutter project, you have all this huge code base. It's not a huge code base, it's like a basic app for it's a counter app. So you can go ahead with that app, and you can see it has they have given some explanation. If you want to understand more, you can go through this description and see what does this what this does. So when we are developing our application, I'll be explaining those things as well. So now you can see, so this is the application it ships with. So when you press on this button, so it will increase the number that you can see on the screen. So basically this is the application that has been given by Google when you're creating new application as Flutter. So let's see what's I was told about. I was telling about this hot reload functionality, where you don't have to re-render the application. Now your Flutter app is running. So you can see a couple of commands. For hot reload, you have to press R, then capital R for hot restart. That means if you need to restart the entire application. There are a couple of other good commands as well. So you can go ahead and use them and see what it does. So yes, so I think all good. So we'll jump into what we are planning to develop. So this is like a simple demo. Like if you want to change the color of the primary color, then now we press simple R here. You can see it changed the button color and this color as well, because we have what we do is we have defined the primary color is color swatch for the entire application. So it's red now. So that's how it changed it. So you press on the R, simple R, it's hot reloads the entire application. So yeah, if you are interested, that's why I suggested you to use this Visual Studio Code. If you are a beginner, you can simply hover over and over the Flutter commands or the words or Flutter keywords and see what it means. So like in here, if you want to know about more, if you want to know more about the primary color swatch, you can see it's tell you the description, like that used to configure a theme typically on the brightness, primary color, and all that blah blah. So you can go ahead and read that and understand what's happening with that particular code line. So okay, so here what I'll do, I'll delete this entire code and I'll start with a fresh application. So the first line you need is like since Flutter is using this material framework in order to this UI, how do we say, this UI is based on material design guidelines. So if you want this sort of a application, this is the first line you need to put: import package from Flutter, then we have material dart. So the next thing that we are going to do is like we have, when we develop applications, we have this main. So I'm not going to have these things, and I'm going to simply, so when you code, if you're writing your code on a IO, like integrated development environment, that means in an IDE like Visual Studio Code, it will automatically suggest you, okay, so it will automatically suggest you how to write your code, and how to have those stuff. So I need to have it. I think we are all good. So now it shows you. So okay, so I'll explain this line. So here what we do is void is this particular main method is not returning anything. So main method is the a method which is going to execute when we press on run button, or when we use Flutter run. That's where you jump in, and it's trying to run an app which has the name of my word app. So now you need to create a kind of stateless widget. So you can go to stateless. So we have, before we move ahead, let me explain you what are the class types or the widget types we have in Flutter. So in Flutter we have basically two types of widgets. They are like stateful widgets and stateless widgets. So let me write this line and get back to get back to you with okay. So what we did here is okay, it says there's a one missing override method, that's build method. You can click on the error and you can write this line. You can automatically generate this line. So what is this stateless widget is like, you can hover over and see the description. So if I'm telling it in simple words, stateless widget is something which gives you the ability so Flutter, basically Flutter defines all the UI elements as widgets. So the application that you see here is the entire application itself is a widget. So this particular part that we called as app bar, it's also another widget. And also this particular white color part, it's also a widget. Likewise this button, likewise we define everything as widgets, basically a simple building blocks for your Flutter app. So in that case, stateless widgets are, it doesn't have state. That means if your application is a simple application which does not do anything, like which does not change anything on user clicks, or which does not like change the state, or you run something and it's like that. So that's we called static layouts. If we have a static layout, or kind of a, what do you say, a very static, that means it's not changing, the app is not changing, you don't user does not need to perform any interactions with the application, so it's static. So you just have couple of UIs and it's not changing over the time. So if in that case we use stateless widgets to render those kind of scenarios. And we have stateful widgets. I'll be discussing in the I'll be showing you in the latter part of this application development. So those are used to interact with those are used to capture user interactions and maintain the state in the within the application. Because, like, you know, when we if you, in that case, you remember that you pressed on this particular plus icon and it changed the number. So you have two states. Initially it was 0, and when you press on the icon it increased the number to 1. So there are two states, 0 state and the 1 state. So likewise, if you want to manage the user states, we have something called stateful widget. So yes, let's see what we have here. So we have the build method. Build method is where we render the application. Okay, cool. So now let's go ahead with this, and here what we can do, we can return a material app. That means a simple app that you showed that you saw in the previous previous demo, the very first beginner app. So if we are planning to return a material app, you can see by hovering this material app contains a home, it contains something called key, you can navigate, you have routes. So all those sort of things are there in material app. So in material app you can give a title. So when you give a title, you can give a string. How do you say, my words my word generator. Okay, so then we can have something as our home. For the moment, just to render something, we can use a scaffold. Scaffold is some kind of a, like I showed you, like kind of a white color. If you can see that particular application, here we go. So this particular part, inside this application, including this red part, the app bar, and this white color thing, it's kind of a, let's say it's kind of a sheet of paper where you're going to write your code and render your application. So inside that we have something called, if you need to check what is inside scaffold, you can see it has a app bar, then it has a body. App bar means this color, this red color part, and when you jump into bodies, where you put this white color thing and icons and all that. So we can have a app bar and so yes, in this app bar, what we can see here is a title. So this title, again, we can have something like So you can have it. Const means a constant variable. So yeah, what we're gonna do, we're gonna simply have something like word generator here. So after that, what we have is we have a body. We have to have it centered, and see, like in other, not like in other frameworks, if you need to center something in the body, like here you can see something is centered from both sides, it's having the same space and all that, so you don't have to worry about that. There's a widget called a pre-built or an inbuilt widget called center, so you can directly use it and go ahead and place your whatever the content that you want to place. So child for this body, so we have to have a child. It's simple, right? So this is the body, and we are going to have child UI elements. So a child, then we can again have a simple text and see how it so for the moment we can have it, we can run it like this. So let's run Flutter run in your terminal. So it take a couple of seconds to launch the application. Okay, now it's running. So until it's running, just to get an idea about what we are going to develop today. So it's this application which shows you let me refresh it. Okay, which shows you this random words, like it's a kind of a infinity number of words, and you can place like, and you can see the liked items once you press on this particular icon. So I think we all good. Now we have this application. Here we go. So we have this word generator. So if you want to give a color, so I think you will be able to give a colors dot red, and you press on the hot reload. You press on the R, and it automatically hot reloads. Now you can see I prefer green. So it's easy, right? You don't have to get the color codes and all that. Colors.green, it's all available. So you press on R, it's automatically changed. And if you want to hello BTUI participants, so these are some of the cool features that ships with Flutter. So you can see it instantly renders everything. Okay, so moving forward, what we're gonna do, we're gonna use the external package that we are planning to use, and we're gonna render some random words here. So in order to do that, we are going to use a third-party package where you can easily come here and you type pub.dev, which this one. So pub.dev, which gives you access to thousands of Flutter packages that has been developed by developers. So if you search for English words, you need a package. Hey look, you need a package which generates random words. So we have a lot of packages developed by in Chinese words. A lot of things are there. So what you can do, you can search from the popularity if you are a beginner. So it shows you this has this much of popularity. Get the best popularity based package. So this is one of the very good packages to generate random words, random English words. So here we have 98 popularity over there. So what we have to do, you jump into the readme, it will tell you what it can do. So what it can does is like it can generate random words. So you go to installing, and here you go. You have this line, you copy it, and you come back to your Flutter project, and you have this pub spec YAML where you put all your dependencies as I told you previously. Jump here and paste it and save. Now you can see something is running. That's Flutter pub.dev. We saw that it has given instructions to write pub get. If you are not using a integrated IDE like Visual Studio Code or something like that, you have to run these two commands on your terminal in order to do that syncing with this particular package. So yes, all good. Now what we have to do is we have to import this particular package here. Package English words dot. Yes, all good. And we need a yes. Okay, now we have imported that particular package, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna simply have a kind of a what do you call a constant word, and we can say I will show you how easy it is to get a what do you call, so word pair. We don't need those stuff, and what we have to call is just word pair dot random, and it will give you a random word assigned to this particular word. So if you need to make it simple, you can have something like word, and what you are going to do is here where we showed kind of a text, there we gonna show this word dot. So you can see this. If you want to show this word, you can simply go ahead and show it. But if you want to show it as camel case means the first, and if you want to, in programming there are like types of ways to show a particular word, but in our case what we're gonna do is make sure the both first and the second name is capital. So you can go ahead and for that you have as lowercase means all simple, and as Pascal case is the what do you call the main okay, we are getting an error now. Let me check what's the error that we are getting. Yes, all good. It's a text word dot. We'll run it and see if there's an error. It should give us the error. Okay. Okay, let me make it word pair simple. We have what does it say? A word pair dot random. It should work. So let's give it a hot reload. So I'll text not a constant expression. Okay, we are getting error. So let me clear this line and see. Okay. So inside that, if we put something like this, the error is gone. So word pair dot Pascal case. So it's we had a constant body. Okay, So this is the case. We had a constant, but now we are going to change it over the time. So okay, what we can do, we can give a capital R. So okay, now you can see a word here. So if you give another simple R, a new word. So every hot reload, it gives you a word. So now what we are going to do is to have a kind of a list and make sure that it renders how do we say couple of words. In order to do that, we need from stateless widget, we can't do that because over the time we have to display changing words when we are scrolling. So we need to have a stateful widget. So what we're gonna do is jump into a new class. In Visual Studio Code, we can simply write stfl and press tab. Now you get the kind of code snippet for a stateful widget which has state. And so let me create random word state. So it's easy, and yes, here we go. Sorry. So random word state extends means it's getting the features from the stateful widget and it's creating a state for the random words, and the state is defined here. The random word state is again extending from the state, the Flutter inbuilt state. That means to maintain, it's automatically maintaining your particular what do you say the state of the application. So let me clear the stuff from here. You don't need to have this home. So let's clear this as home. Now what we're gonna do is to give our random sorry did I do anything wrong? Yes. Let me clear this stfl random words. Here we go. Sorry. So we have now the random words. So we can point that particular widget. So this is the widget which going to have all the words rendering items and all that. So what we're gonna do here is explain this line. This is the state class. It has a build method again. So we'll define a couple of things related to our development, which is a list. That would be a list of word pair. That's the type of the list is word pair because suggestions. Then we have suggestions here, and we have a word pair, array of word pairs, and yes. So array is a data structure where you hold if you want to hold couple of items, it's a what do you call array of data structures. Also we need something like called a set, which is a kind of a how do you say sort of implementation which is which does not allow duplication, because in arrays this is a data structure which allows you duplicate values. But here if we use since we need to save once you press on the heart icon, we need to save the what do you call the icons which does the what the user pressed, and if the user wants to save the names that he likes, so we're gonna have something like this. So sets it's by default it's not allowing duplicate, so we have a set as well. So inside this widget, then what we're gonna do is instead of a container, it's another widget, but in our case what we're gonna have is a list view. So since we need to have a list of what do you call and we can give some padding to the list view. From all the sides we can have something called edge insets all. So that means a kind of a space that we are setting from everywhere, some padding to the from the screen. So this from this side 15, from this here 15 likewise. So currently it's showing nothing, but soon will be render something. So then in the sorry, so in the list view we have something called item builder. We should be able to render something called item buildr. Okay, so we have the list view. Then sorry, I forgot something. We have to have list view without builder. Then we have item builder. In item builder is where we gonna build the item by item. The okay, we can pass context here. Context is the app context, and I is to capture the what do you call, the number of rows that we gonna have in our list. So in there we have to make sure that if the this I is odd number, we need to return a something called divider. So you can see, if I showed you the example here, we jump quickly, you can see a kind of a divider, a line here. So that's what we are going to return by this line. So we have a divider over here. Okay, cool. So what's next? So we have now we set some padding to the list view, and we set a item builder, and we pass the context of the application. That means that we are getting for the build context, that means the kind of a link between what's happening in the what do you call, this particular line. And then we have this after item builder, we need to have a kind of a method which kind of a method and a logic which to make sure that when we are scrolling, to add more words without stopping it from adding words. So what we do is we can have something like this. This is a divider mark. What we gonna do here is like let's say if we give 0, 1, 2 and 3, it's gonna return us only the 0 divided by 2 is nothing, 0, and 1 divided by 2 is again it's 0.5, but it's going to return us only the integer. So in the 2 case it's 1, and it's when it comes to 3, it contains again 1 divided by, so 0 it doesn't count, but 1 divided by 0 divided by 0, and 1 divided by 0.5 again 1 and 2, and okay, sorry, divide, we don't take 1 from 1, 1, 2, 3, and 0, 1, 1, and for the 3 divided by 2, it's going to give us again 1. If it is 4, if there's 4 again, then it's going to give us 4. Something like this is going to give from this line. So okay, now we have positional arguments must occur. That's okay. So then we have if, and we're gonna have a kind of if index is greater than if the index is greater than the suggestions, the array that we created, suggestions, this array suggestions dot length, what we're gonna do is we gonna suggestion dot length, what we're gonna do, we gonna, so it stopped giving me final int index equal this, and oh sorry, wrong place, this line as well, it's going to be placed here. It's going to give us suggestions automatically length that it's giving us the length of that particular array. And what we can do then, suggestions dot add all, that means we are adding all the items to generate word pairs, and dot take, we can give a something like 10, maybe every 10 what do you call, for every 10 items give us a kind of a, what do you call, this it's not going to have this, it's like this. Okay, we are missing something, let me check that. We have the list view here, and okay, we what's the issue there? Okay, forgot. So then what we can do, we can return the something called build row. That's a widget which is giving us the this suggestions list. So it's going to accept the index and the how do we say, it's going to accept the index and the okay, sorry, I realized that my view was stuck at some point here. What we have to do is like basically having a to have a kind of a index passed to the build row, but then I realized that this is not what we're gonna do. Like, we'll take this part from here, because we need to have we can have a separate widget. Instead of having it inside the build method, we can have a separate sorry, we are getting this part, and we can have a kind of a separate widget which does all that for us. So we are going to we are going to get a widget that's going to give us build suggestions. That's going to give us build suggestions, and let me take that particular part for you and explain. Then it's easier because we are running out of time. So this is a kind of a widget which does it's returning a list view as we wrote it here. So it has a padding, and it's giving you this particular build row based on the calculation that we did. The same way, we need to have a kind of a widget to explain the what do you call which does the row layout. So we have something called a row layout, so which gives you the row relevant to the you pass the word pair here as from the suggestions array as an index, and we return again a list style that's a custom UI, what do you call, UI tile, which explains that. And it on the trailing means on the very right side you can have a icon which explains you already saved icon. This is a line which tells you something like we have this simple if it is something, and if it is not, do the else. In programming we do that part. So this is what it does from this one particular line. So we have a kind of a keyword which gives us already saved. We have this saved array, whether if it is inside this saved array, once you click on, we can have that. If it is not if it is inside the saved, this particular pair is inside the saved, then it's giving us a true false value. So if it is already saved, we put the highlighted what do you call heart icon, and if it is already saved, it's red, and if it is not saved, we can have what do you call then not it's going to be white. So here we can return a kind of a scaffold, and we can delete this for the moment, and we can so Flutter run to see what's the current stage that we are in. So if we run this particular line, we can see now we should get a kind of a in the body we get build suggestions. Build suggestions means the widget that we developed here, so it gives us a list view, and there we get from the build row which we get a kind of a row to be built inside the layout, and then we have this part. So yes, it's building. Let me explain this. Scaffold is something that we had as a page, and there we have the app bar. We set the name here, and we set the icons, actions to the icons. So now we can see when you press on this this app bar icon is this particular line, so we create icon button, and the thing is button. So now we need to make sure that when we press on this icon list, we are going to a different page, and we get a kind of a what do you call we get a the listed items. So for that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna develop a method called push saved items items, and we're gonna have this. And there's something called navigator in Flutter, which is inbuilt I would say inbuilt way of managing the page navigation in between inside Flutter. So what we're gonna do, I think it's easy for me to get the code and explain it to you rather than, since we are running out of time. So if we get this particular method, what it does is it basically we have this push to saved item page. Here you can see some what do you call the icon list, and there we can have after list we can have a on pressed event which is going to fire when you pressed on that particular item. So here we can call that particular what do you call sorry, you can call this particular give me a second, it's okay, all good. So on pressed, we are calling this particular function. What is this is it has something called navigator which gives you ability to navigate through pages, and inside that we are pushing it to a new page. It's called a material route, which does not return anything. So there also we pass the context of the application, and then we're gonna give it like we're gonna map it to the tiles with word pairs, and it's returning a kind of a list style. So now if I hot reload this, I can show you what exactly it is. So you can see these are again tiles with the liked if we now if we adding green sir, then you can see green sir has been added. So again the same way we have defined a divider for that, and you know, here we return the scaffold, and for this particular part, if we want to change the app bar color again, same way we did for the previous app bar, you can change the color of it here. Okay, now we can see it. So here it's blue, so let me change that to blue again, where we have the app bar. Okay, it should be here in the build method of the okay, here we go. So background color, same way you need to have colors dot red, and you can give hot reload, and now it's also red. So that's pretty much it. If you want to like simply change the let's say we want to change the font to a different font which looks somewhat bigger and better. So what we can do here is we can have final custom font. So we can have something like that, my custom font, and so it's equal to text style. There's something called text style. Then inside text style we have a lot of things like related to this font family. We can change it to any font. So for the moment I'll put 18 and I can make sure its font weight is bold, sorry, font style is going to be so here we don't have any font styles. I'll make sure that it's only the font font size. So yeah, so now we have to use this custom font size for where we generate the what do you call where we have this text. So here I will make sure that it looks better. So we can have style, we can set the style custom, I think it's my custom font, and if you hot reload, now you can see it's bigger. So then we had another place where we can use, here also we can use style the developed my custom font. So if you go here, now here also if you hot reload, okay, come back to this and go there, here we go. So yes, we have done with the application. So if you have any questions or if you have any problems, you can refer to this particular page for the given link, in the last slide. You can go to that link and you can jump here and you can find the particular what do you call this code related to this, and then press on this particular link and come here, and now you have to submit your main.dart file. So for that, what you have to do is go to your project. In my case it's Royal College session, go to libfile and get the main.dart and choose, and now you have the main.dart file, and so now you can have it and you can submit it. So let me reload the, so we selected and click the below submit button to okay, okay, that's how we have to submit here. So make sure you submit your code and win the app challenge as well. So likewise we did for couple of custom fonts. You can have custom tiles as I said. So if you want to learn more about how the tiles working in Flutter, so you can basically search Google Flutter tiles, so it will layouts in Flutter, and this part here we go, the tile class, you can watch this video. I have given the links to this particular widgets related video tutorials. So if you load this particular line, you can see more customization, how to do more customization related to the tiles. And yeah, so make sure you submit some creative stuff, you get the code and customize it. And meanwhile, if you have any problems, you can reach to Colombo Flutter community on Facebook and for you all the queries. So thanks for being a wonderful audience, and I hope this was helpful for you all to get started with Flutter and try to mobile application development with Flutter. Okay, thank you very much.